Hello everyone, I'm Vatsal. This is my first sports video, and I'm based out of India. And as I said, this is my first sports video, and I'll be mostly talking about the key sporting events that has happened over the week or on a day. I'm not sure how it will be in the coming week. This is my first video. I think of doing every week during the weekend, but see how it goes from there. But yes, the whole purpose is to bring the key events to everyone's knowledge that gets lost in the chaos of the social media. So, so starting my first video, I'll have a few news that has happened over the past week, and I'll be talking about that. It's like more often sharing an information, having my view on the same as a fan. I'm not sitting here as an expert, but I'll talk as a fan what has happened over the weeks, what my views are on the same, and let's see how. So, as my in my first video, the first news or the first event that I want to discuss is around the women's cricket. This will be, as you are aware, that recently a one-day series concluded between India and Ireland. The women's cricket. I'm talking about the women's cricket here. And in the third one-day, Smriti Mandhana played a captain's knock there, and it was a scintillating 100. And the interesting thing about that was she was the quickest Indian woman to score the century. She did that in 70 balls actually, and she broke the record of Harmanpreet Kaur, who held that record previously, where she had, I think she did it in 87 balls there. The other interesting fact about that match was that it was the highest ODI score by an Indian team. I'm talking about men and women's cricket both. The highest ODI score by an Indian team, and as the score was 400, they scored around 435 runs in that match, and it was the highest total by any Indian team in an ODI. So that's the first news that I wanted to cover. The second thing, recently the T20 squad for the Indian men's team was announced, which will against England. The series that's going to happen against England in few days. So let's see who all are there in that team. Surya Kumar Yadav is the captain. Then we have Sanju Samson. I hope he's given a long run here because not just judged on a few performances. He is not in the Champions Trophy one day squad. Also the series against England, the one day series. We will discuss about that later. But Sanju Samson is there. I think he will open again along with Abhishek Sharma, and I think Abhishek Sharma now here needs to fire because he has been given a long run here, long rope here, and I think he needs to produce results. And because that kid has a lot of promise too, and I feel he will be like he can do that, but he needs to now showcase that on the international level actually. Then Tidlak Verma, Hardik Pandya, Nitish Kumar Reddy. I think Nitish Kumar Reddy again. I think this kid is again for the we need to watch for the future, and I think he will do wonders in Indian cricket. Then the Akshar Patel, vice captain. I think many people are questioning was surprised with Akshar Patel's rise in the ODI team as a vice captain, but I think it's a very calculated choice and good call also because he is a integral part of that team, and he is now done some captaincy in the IPL too, and maybe the team management is not willing to burden Hardik Pandya much on that, so I think that's a fair call. Then Harshit Rana, Arshdeep Singh, Mohammad Shami is making a comeback, and we all want to see him performing on the international stage. We missed him a lot during the Border Gavaskar Trophy that recently concluded, and it will be like a sight to watch basically when he again graced the field. Then we have Varun Chakravarti, Ravish Bishnoi, and the two spinner, I think, and along with Washington Sundar, three spinners. I really don't know how the pitches will be right now, but I think out of these three, two will be playing. Washington Sundar is more of a batsman. That's at currently what I see. He's more of a batsman that has a advantage of giving you few overs, but how he will be utilized in T20 will be interesting to see. Then you have Dhrijurel as a backup wicket keeper. So this is the squad. It's a balanced squad. I think we don't see any Shivam Dubey here. I think with the middle order so strong with Hardik Pandya, Tilak Verma, and other people. So with so it So this becomes a bit difficult for Shivam Dubey right now to make a cut to the team. But I think if he has a good IPL in few months' time with both bat and ball, I can he definitely challenge Nitish Kumar Reddy for his place. Not Hardik Pandya. I don't see him challenging Hardik Pandya right now. But yeah, I think Nitish Kumar Reddy and Dubey will definitely have the clash for the spot in the Indian T20 team actually. So that's the second news that I wanted to cover. I think I know it's got lost between the today's yesterday's Champions Trophy squad announcement, but I think it's an important series because we have a World Cup next year, and it's important to see what's happening around the T20 team and who's making solidifying their place for the final cut that will play for India in the next T20 World Cup. Now, the third one. Okay, so since we are discussing about the squad, Indian squad, the third news that we have right now is about the Champions Trophy squad. Uh, I'm not saying it's a fresh. It's not a fresh news. We all know what's happened. Those who follow Indian cricket and are keenly involved in it, they know what has happened. But let's see. But still, I'll just take the names of all the players that have been that are part of that squad, and then we'll discuss one by one, maybe on few whether what changes have happened or not. So starting with Rohit Sharma is the captain, Shubman Gill is the vice captain. That's interesting choice there. Then Virat Kohli, we have Shreyas Iyer, we have KL Rahul, Hardik Pandya, Yashasvi Jaiswal, Rishabh Pant, Ravindra Jadeja, Akshar Patel, Washington Sundar, Kuldeep Yadav, Jasprit Bumrah, Harshit Rana as a backup there, and Mohammad Shami and the Arshdeep Singh. So this is the 15-member squad that will play for India, that will go to the Champions Trophy with a rider on Jasprit Bumrah. We even in the press conference, the selectors and the captain didn't say much on the what's the current status of Jasprit Bumrah is right now. But we see that I think he will be ready for the Champions Trophy. Uh, he may not need a game. I think just before the Champions Trophy, if he's rested entire for the entire England three ODI series, the ODI series against England. If he even if it he's rested for that, I think it's still fine because before the main matches start, I think with the first matches with Bangladesh, and he can just feature into that and take it as a comeback game for himself. And I think by the Pakistan game, he'll be ready to go at full throttle actually. So that's there on the squad. And now, but the interesting thing here is if we see the last ODI series that we played against Sri Lanka, uh, who all were there across the three ODIs. This is not the complete squad that I'm talking about, but across the three ODIs that were played against Sri Lanka, who all were there in the playing 11. So starting there was Sharma, Gul, Kohli, Washington Sundar, Shreyas Iyer, Rahul, Akshar Patel, Shivam Dubey, Kuldeep Yadav, Siraj, Arshdeep, Rishabh Pant, Riyan Parag. So and now out of these, if you see, three people are not have not been picked up for the Champions Trophy squad, and they are Shivam Dubey. He is missing from both T20 and the Champions Trophy squad. Siraj again, that's he's missing, not making it to the final cut. And then Riyan Parag, who was tried in the middle order, he can ball a bit, but I think uh, for the selectors didn't show still selectors have not shown much interest for the Champions Trophy. But I think a lot of changes in the even in the one day team will happen after the Champions Trophy, keeping an eye the next World Cup in 2027. And I think out of the Siraj and Riyan could be a good choice by that time. They must be given more ODIs to like show their potential. And if Riyan Parag can come good with handy with the spinning ball, uh, then with his slow spinners that he bowls, I think he can make a cut. But I think next World Cup is in where South Africa, right? I'm not sure then with the Riyan Parag. But as a pure batsman, if he can just if someone's form step, then in the middle order we can definitely try this player. I think he has that game and he has shown that maturity over the last year or so. And again, we let's see how it goes for him. But right now he's been not part of this. But players not making to this Champions Trophy cut may not should not see that their one day team or the one day selection is not going to happen in near future, because after this lot will happen, and it will depend what India how India does in this World Cup. And then also for few players it may not go for they may not have a long rope after that, considering their age and everything. And you know who those players are, and it will be series on series basis that will happen. But I think so these are the three players that were not that played the last ODI series for India, are not part of the Champions Trophy. And I think most of the players that have been selected have shown potential, have the proven record in ODIs. And I think going by the names, the performance they have put forward for the India, I think it's a very uh, it's a squad of the Champions Trophy which is more or less on the expected lines. And I think it's this uh, the, uh, the selectors have played safe here. They after the BGT, there was a lot of talk that was going around in the Indian cricket circuit, but they have played safe here. They have not shown with this squad. They have shown that there's no nothing, no panic button has been pressed. So that has happened here. So overall, a score that's we'll see how the one day series against England will go, and how this who gets a chance to play for that series. And then we will have more idea how this exactly these 15 players are gelling up for the upcoming Champions Trophy. But more on the squad, if you see the inclusion of Jaiswal was a matter of time, and you can't just ignore that player. Like he is just for me for last 1 year he has been your most dependable batsman, and him not scoring run on the top has an serious impact on how India does in particular inning. And we have seen throughout the BGT, we have seen other in the Test series against New Zealand, and that kid is something different whenever he comes to the field, just to bat. I don't know, it just shows that sort of confidence that he means business. Every ball is just not there just like that. And no, I'm not saying other players are not serious, but it's just on his face right now that every ball he's playing like a life and death, and he just want to score and make an impact on every ball. And that's so good to see from a young player coming and showing, just wanting to cement his place. I think he's more done more than that now, and there's no question mark. And I think with time to come, uh, like he will be a all three format player. And as an opener he's very dashing, like the stroke play, he looks good to the eye. He has that uh, orthodox game, he has a good defense, he has that T20 game too. So it's a complete package for India, and it will be he is the one that we need to watch out for, like future. And we will be hearing his name for a long time if he keeps his head down and just focus on his work ethics. I think he will be very sorted player for India. Uh, then even coming to Siraj's exclusion here. Now, if you see, that sent a little bit of shockwave somewhere across the circuit. Okay, Siraj didn't get selected because he was your frontline bowler throughout for so many years. Our friend Shami was not there. He was still there in the team, and he's bowled a lot of overs, and he was continuously bowling in all throughout all the series with no rests and all. So I think he will be disappointed that he's not part of that team. But I think it will do wonders for him if he go back to the basics and just reinvent himself on for the international game again. It's just a matter. It's not like you can ignore Siraj for a long time because he has delivered. It's just that it's not, maybe those performances that are expected of him are not coming right now. It and Or maybe we are just too what to say, like maybe we are just bit in hurry that he will do something very quickly onto the international circuit. I think every place takes some time, and I think Siraj has enough experience now, and the expectations are even. To be honest, his expectations are on the right side with him, and him not showing that impact sometimes when the team is in a crunch moment, it hurts. It hurts team's cause most, and as a fan also you feel he can do that, but it's not coming on those crunch moments because BGT was just like that, because India was in the game in most of the test matches, but we were not able to seize those moments, especially in the bowling when the Bumrah was taken away. And there, I think it took toll on Siraj a lot. He bowled well, but he was not getting wickets, and that I think that can have an impact on you mentally also. And I think this break, I think, will sort a lot of things for him. And once he's back, I'm very sure that he will do again. He will start doing a good things for the Indian cricket again. So that's on the cricket, I think. And amid all this that has happened in cricket, we discussed about what Smriti Mandhana did, then we discussed about the T20 squad and the Champions Trophy squad. But then the backdrop between these events that have happened and the BGT, there were a lot of talk about the chaos that is there in the Indian cricket, the so many leaks, so many uh, gossips that are going around. How many of some may be true, some may be not. But as a fan, we don't know because something gets reported, and someone is saying something. Something is being said by the social. Some players are saying in the social media. Some are backing someone. So it's never a good side because if you are talking all other things apart from a cricket in a sporting world, then the things are not right. But at the same time, I think as a fan we need to be very cautious of how we respond to it, because so many news and so many things that's happened on social media, with everything may not be worth reporting or worth reacting to. So we have to be very patient of what has happened. But something is not right in Indian cricket, that can be said. It may not be of the magnitude of that is not known. How big that is internal, we don't know. It's because in any organization and any group of people that are working together, there will be conflicts. It can never happen that there are no a conflict situation. But how to manage that and put the team interest forward, or the that organization's interest forward, it's more important. So here the thing is like, so the lot of things have been said. That's what we're talking here. But it brings me to a question that are we missing someone, a personality like Jay Shah here? I think that's there because till the time he was here, he was seen as a man who was running the Indian cricket, and he was sorting everything looked sorted. Every aspect of the BCCI functioning looked sorted, and you know that Jay Shah was there. He gave that confidence not just to the players but even to the fans. Okay, he is there. People may have made fun of him or questioned his position, but I think he did a very good job there. And uh, so the entire thing basically, he did a very good job, and he was that strong figure in the entire BCCI structure who was holding things together. And the moment he is gone, you see that there is no, see, still the positions are, all the positions are not vacant in BCCI. There are some people on each position, but we are not questioning them. We don't know who's taking the call in Indian cricket, and that's where you need a strong personality to run the cricket. And I think right now Indian cricket is somehow missing. Somewhere someone has to come up and say, okay, I'm someone have to take in at least charge of what's happening and just control everything, because who, all the people involved in all this chaos, they're all solid people. They they have an authority, they have power, just not from cricketing point of view. They are influential people in, if we say that, whether it's players, whether it's coaching staff, whether some people sitting in the BCCI. So when so many powerful people are there, somebody has to be there who can just manage everyone. And I think that's where the things are not correct in Indian cricket, and that's where something needs to be sorted. And it also brings a question that, are we personality driven as a fan, or as a uh, just mostly talking about fans, are we personality driven? Because see, let's take an example of Jay Shah, this very recently talked. Then Saurav Ganguly when he was the BCCI president. Both of them served BCCI as a in different capacity, but in their respective tenures, we felt that the Saurav Ganguly was controlling everything. Then there's Jay Shah, we were questioning him. But right now, there's no one right now. We don't have anyone who, we have a board president, but we don't know, he doesn't come up and say anything. he's not into limelight, or maybe he's not chased by the media enough, or he's not. That's what I'm saying. He's personality driven. He's not maybe. He may not give you those inputs or to say something which may be of interest of the media. So I don't know. Right now, it's with all these squads coming and everything. Uh, the core issue, I hope, I still feel, is not sorted. And if India doesn't do well in coming days or in Champions Trophy, I think more of this mess will happen. So right now the important thing is, so someone needs to take control of those situations before everything goes out of control in India. We don't want to head to some countries like other countries' boats, and we have to be professional here. I know there are important individuals sitting there who knows how to run it. I'm not saying how to do it and what should they do. I'm not going into that direction, but yes, someone right now needs to be controlled. I hope someone is doing that, because win and loss has an impact, a lot of impact on these things when all these gossips are given more weightage that we have seen recently. So if someone strong is there controlling everything, I think no matter what the situation is, we'll be able to control it. Things will be under control. So I think we talked a lot about cricket today. We covered a lot of aspects. So the next thing I want to talk about is about Neeraj Chopra. So on 10th January this year, Neeraj Chopra was named the Javelin Thrower of 2024 by a US magazine, Track and Field. Now, I know according to the expectation, our expectation basically, he didn't win a gold medal in the Olympics, but I think winning silver is not a joke. And he won like back to back medals in Olympic. That's unheard of in sports, athletics, at least in athletics in India. And so I think currently what I feel, he is the biggest sports star of our country. There is no one close to him. It's a very strange thing, right? It's like we talk about cricketing superstars, but I think the sports star that's the biggest sports star of this country currently is Neeraj Chopra. That's my personal view. The people will have other views and other things, but because that guy is down to earth, he speaks well, he knows his restrictions, he understands the audience, he's never like flashy or anything, but he does everything. He is so natural in his normal time, and that's what his quality is. And there's no facade around him. And I think a few days back he posted up one of his pic from some international location that was evident, but which place is that I'm not sure. Maybe but it's for sure. But most likely he has kick-started his 2025, and I think we should follow him, and let's see what interesting what all events he participates in here, and I'm sure he will be successful there too. And yeah, keep a track of him. He is a guy to watch. Now, uh, coming to my last story for the today. So I'll be talking about Shri Murali Ramakant Petkar. You all must have seen, but I will not talk about the movie here. We'll just discuss the achievement that why I'm trying to discuss is because of this. Uh, he was confirmed with the prestigious Arjuna Award Lifetime for his outstanding contribution to paraswimming. Now, Paralympics are not given much weightage, were not given much weightage to in our country. Of lately, we have started discussing it, and there's a positive change that's happening, but still a lot of of it needs to come to the people's eye. Actually, we need to bring those stories into the public domain. uh, as a fan we can't do much, but because we are reliant on actual story, we make create those who actually report it, we are reliant on that. The journalists, the other people, those are around those sporting events, those are one needs to talk more basically of such people, and given more limelight basically, because such stories are very inspirational. And they just it's not like only the sporting people will have to read that. Every day, as a common man, we when we read such stories and they struggle and how they come up, and it gives us a lot of confidence. Okay, we take pride in that. We also feel that it gives us some sort of confidence. That happens to me when I read such stories. I feel confident, or doing things at my level. Whatever work I am doing, I'm more motivated to do it. So I think such stories should come, and this channel, if I don't know how long it will continue and how long I'll be able to do it, depends upon how things go forward in the future. But I will try to bring such stories every week, where some, but it will be what's the event that has happened, such stories. So I'm ending my story with Shri Ramakant Petkar's story, and I urge everyone who's listening to it, if they will listen to it in future also, that go read about him, learn more. I'm not. I've even I will do so. I'll read more about him, and try to like have in our normal conversation where we go just not talk about the 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 superstars, just talk about these actual heroes of our country, so that the next generation or our children are more aware of it. So that's all for today. Thanks for listening, and I hope you liked it. And stay tuned for my next video. Thank you.